the express purpose of creating passive real estate investments for Canadians and giving them access to, products in a way that they may not have considered before. So we are real estate experts. So that's all we have done, many of us, for our entire career. So we really have a good idea and we really have a lot of insight into how real estate assets, should be acquired, how they should be, underwritten, and how they should be managed long term. Investing in large scale apartment buildings across Canada and kind of consolidate what's a very fragmented ownership space and bring professional management into these buildings to be able to unlock some of the hidden value and improve cash flow with these buildings. Fairly, kind of specific and crisp mandate, and that is to invest in large-scale apartments on an equity basis and pool those apartments together across Canada. So it only invests on an equity basis and only in Canada and only in multifamily. Most of the apartment inventory in Canada is in Ontario and in Quebec. So you want to invest in markets where there is a lot of opportunity and a lot of inventory, and so that's why we're building up the portfolio here in Ontario. The ideal client is someone that is looking for what I'll use the term alternatives, and I'll use it very loosely. So not in the traditional investing sense, like not necessarily someone that's looking for, hedge funds or cryptocurrency or something like that, but it's really for the investor that knows that traditional stocks and bonds, the traditional equities may not be enough for them. It doesn't, kind of reduce the volatility in their portfolio. It may not generate enough cash flow for them. They want an investment that, isn't necessarily correlated to the ups and downs of the market, or at least for a portion of their portfolio. So they want to reduce volatility, hopefully increase stability and some predictability around the performance of their portfolio. Or it's someone that wants to get exposure to real estate, real estate being a really resilient asset class, depending on the kind of real estate that you invest in, has done very well over a number of years through various financial crises. But you don't necessarily want to roll up your sleeves and be a landlord, or you don't want to roll up your sleeves and buy a house, reno it, and flip it. Look at, unfortunately, the performance of public REITs during 2020, whereas if you look at the performance of private apartments like ours, what better stress test for an asset class than a global pandemic? Not something that was manufactured, by the financial system that be like 2008. This really demonstrates the resilience of the asset class. So it's low correlation, basically little correlation to the broader equities markets. Certainly more stable and potentially more predictable returns over time, and your investment is based on the underlying asset, not any other external influences. So for a portion of people's portfolio, privately investing in certain kinds of assets, I believe, make more sense than investing publicly if you don't need that instant liquidity, or if you're not trying to kind of gamble and play the market or time the market. So these are, these kinds of investments is a great way to get exposure to, an asset class that isn't correlated to the larger market. And you get, as you said, we kind of put this together as a portfolio. So you get access to a growing portfolio, which most people would never be able to manage on their own, even if they did want to do something on their own in the apartment space.